Hello, this is Unlimited Splash, where we get better at Magic together through a new draft every day. Today, I'm going to be practicing Lorwyn Sealed so that I can win some boxes in the Arena Direct Win-A-Box Challenge on the last weekend of January. I have stacked up boxes in Foundations, Dragonstorm Tarkir, and Avatar, which are going to be added as soon as they mail them to me in that stack of boxes back there. And on the last weekend of January, we are looking to add 2 more boxes of Lorwyn Eclipsed, but we're not going to do that without getting some reps of Sealed in. So let's get good at Sealed today. The prize structure, you pay 2,000 gems. If you get only 1 win, then you only get 500 gems, 1,200 for 2 wins, 1,800 for 3 wins, and to break even or make a profit, you actually have to get all 4 wins before you hit 2 losses. So let's jump into it, see what we open. Come on, something amazing, something amazing. Let's go. I want a nice, sweet tribal deck. Okay, we have Ashling's Command, which I think is quite good. So for 3, a blue and a red, you make a token that's a copy of an elemental you control. You can draw 2 cards, deals 2 damage to each creature target player controls, or a player makes 2 treasure tokens. We have Kirill, Attentive First Year, tap 2 untapped creatures you control, copy a triggered ability you control. You can choose new targets for the copy. Maybe a less good card, very conditional on you having good triggered abilities to copy. And then Sig's Command, I actually posted a video where I tried to build around this card in the Merfolk deck. It copies a Merfolk, it can give all your creatures lifelink, makes someone draw a card, or it can stun down a creature. We do have 2 dual lands, which sounds pretty nice. And we also have Meek Attack, put a creature with total power and toughness 5 or less from your hand onto the battlefield, gains haste, and then sack it. Not really a card you're looking to play in Limited, I don't think. So let's see what we can do with these packs. I want to begin by organizing my pool by color. I have a Gold Medal Nomad and 2 Encumbered Regeries. I found these cards to be pretty nice. It enters with 3 -1/-1s, and when it becomes tapped, you remove a -1/-1 counter from it. We have, it looks like, pretty good white 2-drops. And then we have the Sun-Dabbled Celebrant to top things off. I am always skeptical, by the way, in these tribal formats of trying to do the tribal decks in Sealed. You need to get really lucky to have, let's say, a whole bunch of elemental payoffs and not have a whole bunch of other random tribal things in your Sealed pool. Everything needs to just line up perfectly and be really lucky for you. So what I'm looking for here is basically just individually powerful cards. If I can make something happen with Ashling's Command plus Twin Flame Travelers around elementals, so much the better, but I'm really not counting on it. Cards that I'm looking for, cards that I'm looking to play, things like wherever that Glister Baron went, right here, this guy is an individually powerful card. It is a vivid payoff that makes one of your creatures big if you have a bunch of different colors of permanents. That's probably the kind of place that we're going to build around. If you're curious, I have a link in the description to a video that I posted about how I won my local pre-release with a perfect 4-0, dropping 0 matches. And that was very much that kind of a strategy. Just draft around individually powerful cards. Morkan size is very powerful. Okay, so let's try to put this into some kind of coherent order, and let's find a direction for our deck. So I've stacked everything according to color, and wow, I have quite a color imbalance. Very little black and a lot of green. That kind of thing really does matter in Sealed. I definitely think that Vivid is real in the Lorwyn Sealed environment. That's what my pre-release experience really made me think. So the first thing that I want to do is take some of my splashy cards, like I have a Great Forest Druid, I have a Shimmer Wilds Growth, I have a Tend the Springs, and try to put together a Vivid deck that takes advantage of things like Glister Baron. Maybe I can play Ashling's Command and Sig's Command, depending on the number of Changelings or Merfolk, and let's see how good that looks. I'm looking at the basics of a red-green Vivid deck, and I have to say I think the pieces are not really here. The curve is really padded by playing double Gristle Glutton and a Flame Braider without any support. I can't really probably play Ashling's Command. I don't really have enough elementals for the whole elemental thing to work out. I need triple green to play Glister Baron. I'm playing some clunkers. So I think red-green Vivid is not really the way to go. I wonder if a white-green deck would be better. Let's look at that. This is green-white, and I think I actually quite like this deck. It has a nice curve. It has a very straightforward plan, just curve out and beat down. Kirill has some stuff that can get copied, you know, some things. I think it's probably worth playing. And by the way, Kirill is a nice enabler for tapping Merfolk, so that's kind of cool. And I have some removal. I have Spiral, Assert Perfection, and so on. So I would be content with this. There's absolutely nothing fancy going on. It's basically just common level curve out. But that can definitely win some games. The one thing I want to look at is if maybe I can do classic Merfolk. So let's try that out, but I'm probably coming back to this one. Merfolk looks something like this. It's pretty good, but you have to play double run away together. You have to play Rhyme Chill without a lot of support, and we just don't have a top end. So I think I'm going to go back to green something. The only thing I want to change about the green build, and I swear the next one I show you will be the final build, the only thing I want to change is I want to lean a little bit more into the Vivid and the splashing possibilities with all of the mana fixing that I had. After all that, I actually decided, hey, maybe green-red with a blue splash is better. It has a bunch of 2-drops, and even similar 2-drops to the green-white build. It has the most powerful cards, Glister Baron and Ashling's Command, and I think the blue splash is pretty easy. I should be able to play Ashling's Command most of the time when I want to. And then it also has Rhyme Chill for Vivid, as well as Glister Baron for Vivid, the Pummeler for Vivid, and Explosive Prodigy as well. So Vivid is nicely capitalized on here with a bunch of hybrid, well, yeah, a pretty good number of hybrid cards as well. Unfortunately, it doesn't use my dual lands. That's one downside, but I think I want to give this a go. Let's try it out. If you're enjoying this and you want to follow the saga of me prepping for and hopefully taking home a few boxes in the Arena Directs for Lorwyn, go ahead and click subscribe. If you're subscribed, go ahead and tell your friends about this cool YouTube channel, Unlimited Splash. All right, let's get all of our mana and our very best spells, please. I would be like, yeah, I'd like to be on the play. Why not? Oh, traditional. Traditional, what a different experience. I found Moon Vigil Adherence to be pretty sweet. I had a deck with 2 Dorans and 2 Moon Vigil Adherence, which don't go together, but the Doran went with basically every other card. And that was totally sweet. I really regret not capturing that one on video. All right, opponent lands a forest and pass. I will play probably... Now, hold on. Yeah, it's better to play the Great Forest Druid than the Shimmerwild's Growth because the Forest Druid will ramp me into Moon Vigil Adherence. All else equal, it might actually better to play the Growth because it accelerates me without the potential for removal. And I'm actually going to play... another creature. This creature gets +0/+0. I'll play Bristlebane Outrider. I'll start with that one. Moon Vigil Adherence would start out very small if I played it on turn 2 with nothing in the bin, or turn 3 rather. And this thing is going to get buffed. Ooh, I love this card. I love this card. I remember when they first printed Mutavault. Currently, we only have 1 color of permanent for Rhyme Chill. We cannot quite afford Kulrath Zealot. So I'm going to go ahead and slap down the Moon Vigil Adherence. That will give the Bristlebane Outrider +2/+0, and it is unblockable. So crashing in for 5 seems pretty good. Shimmerwild's Growth will buff my... Oh, did I just screw up? I totally did. This buffs my Vivid count, so I want it in play. I should have tapped the Forest Druid and a Forest, or whatever, to put this on a land, and then I could have tapped my 4 lands to play the Moon Vigil Adherence. You live and you learn. That was definitely a misplay. It speed bumps me. Otherwise, I would have been able to play my pick of Rhyme Chill or Kulrath Zealot next turn. So I definitely screwed up there. Should have played Shimmerwild's Growth and then used that to ramp myself into Moon Vigil Adherence. Sorry, folks. But hey, this is why we're practicing, so that we do this now and not in the Win-A-Box event, okay? By the way, I am playing traditional sealed because in the best of 1 sealed queues, you get a seeded pack or something. You like pick if you're going to be goblins in advance or something strange like that. And I'm looking for practice for competitive Magic, so traditional is closer to the experience because it doesn't have this strange like pick your cards element to it. But of course, in the Win-A-Box, it will be classic Premier Draft. So I totally speed bump myself here. I can only play Glister Baron. I still think playing Glister Baron is quite good. I cannot Shimmerwild's Growth and cast another of these spells, can I? Because then I have 4 mana at my disposal, but Rhyme Chill goes down to 5. So I think I'm just going to hope to draw land. My bad. I should have been able to play something else here, but that's okay. Glister Baron is going to give something +2/+2. They can activate Mutavault, but it cannot block. Nothing can block the Outrider. And Glister Baron, I'm going to pump the Adherence with. So this gets +2/+2. Glister Baron's good. Glister Baron's just good. and then crack in with both of them. If they can flash in a creature, all I can think is invasion reinforcements because it was an avatar. If they can flash in a creature here, I'm not thinking of a creature with flash for this combination of mana. There's one for 1 in a blue or black. That's a changeling. There's also a 3/2 for something including in green. Oh, you could give this +2/+2 in first strike, but that doesn't do it. Airdew also does not do it. Oh, deal 4 damage to a tapped creature. Okay, but I still get 4 damage in trample, and then another 5 damage from Bristlebane Outrider. So the deck is doing what we designed it to do, right? Curving out and beating down, despite my best efforts. Despite my best efforts to prevent it from curving out. Yeah, I'm not sure what we have on the sideboard. So far we've seen Keep Out, Reluctant Downguard, and Mutable Explorer in green and white. Looks like maybe the opponent is stuck on another color, to be honest. I wouldn't be too surprised. I think I'm just going to Burning Curiosity. I can happily blight onto my Druid. And I'm looking for a land. Actually, do I never learn my lesson? Let's start with... maybe I don't start with Shimmerwild's Growth, because I'd like to be able to play whatever I draw off of Burning Curiosity. Chances are I'll draw a land, and hey, maybe I'll draw something that costs 3. Or something that costs 2. We can play a land, tap the new land in Great Forest Druid to put Shimmerwild's Growth on a land, and then play something else. I would actually really like to play a creature as well, because that would allow me to just keep beating down. So I kind of like the idea of playing Elder Ante here. It would be nice to play the Growth. We're just never landing this Shimmerwild's Growth. I'm perpetually punished. I just really like the idea of attacking with a nearly lethal Outrider. Okay. You still cannot double block my Outrider. And the Outrider is going to be a 7/7, 8/8, I believe, actually. It does not have trample, though. So yes, I'll put this on the Outrider and Kraken. Outrider seems fine. Can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less is something they're really leaning into recently, and it's pretty annoying to play against. Outrider is understated. By the way, traditional sealed seems sweet. I'm getting a lot of magic. I'm getting a lot of magic for the value, right? We could get like 12 games. That's pretty good. Okay, what do I think from that experience? Maybe I want to go one step faster. Seems like they're probably trying to curve out and hit me in the early game. I actually think I might change Kirill, which is kind of, you know, living a dream. For Changeling Wayfinder, makes my blue splash a little bit better. And, you know, it's just one step. It's just so much easier to play. It could help me be faster if I'm facing pressure on the board. It is a little smaller of a body. But being able to put it down and hit my subsequent spells seems helpful against the fast green-white deck. I'm just assuming this is a fast green-white deck. It could be like green-white-black or something, and they just didn't see their third color. They did have a lot of cards stuck in their hand and didn't seem to be able to do very much. So I don't think I have a very good handle on what the opponent is doing. I don't think I can keep this, can I? I mean, it is traditional draft, so you should be more conservative about mulliganing, but nothing to do before for turn 4 is just not going to cut it. This is a worse hand. I'm inclined to keep. I have a lot of fixing from green, so maybe I'll put back Explosive Prodigy, or maybe I'll put back this guy, actually. Yeah, well, I need to draw a red source. Or any of my fixing in green. I have like 3 types of fixing that I can cast with just green mana. Traditional draft is a lot more unforgiving. Okay, we hit our red. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, traditional draft does not have the hand smoother, for anyone who doesn't know, or traditional sealed either. Okay, so they go plains go. Oh, red. We didn't see red last game, did we? I'll probably open with the 1/3. I think it's really good to be able to filter my cards. They have something at instant speed, but I'm not sure what it would be. Okay. So if I can play Glister Baron, then Explosive Prodigy is smacking for 3 and Glister Baron is pumping for 3. That's pretty good. And very nice. Quite like getting the extra mana here. I'm very happy to be hitting my lands. I think I won't attack. I mean, I know that they have the 4/2 flash, so I think attacking would actually be quite bad. I might throw away Kulrath Zealot and just try to get something a little bit faster. But is it worth blighting to do that? Okay, there we go. Glad I did not attack into that. Glad I did not attack into that. Yeah, don't attack into 3 open. Don't attack a 1 power creature into 3 open mana if one of them is green in this set, because there's a 4/2 flash. And it also has reach, by the way. Just things to know. Things to know about Lorwyn. All right. You may attack me. I will block. They're obviously representing a combat trick, but I'm not just going to start taking 4 damage every turn, of course. So we will get combat tricked here, and such is life. I'll trade 1 for 1 Flame Chain Mauler for a portion of their 4th turn and whatever is this card in their hand. Yep, there you go. Very worth it for me. The thing that's not so good about this, well, we traded even on mana, I guess, but they get a reimbursement back for their 2 mana. I kind of spent my turn 3 playing this guy out, and they spent part of their turn 4 playing that thing out. Okay, Cinder Strike. I guess I'll let this happen. Maybe I should have pitched Glister Baron in this context. Ashling's Command is not so good. Well, it actually is pretty good, right? I can send this in for an island, and then I can play either Ashling's Command or Glister Baron. Sounds good. I mean, yeah, either Ashling's Command or Glister Baron. Yeah. Draw 2 and kill their 3/1. Well, okay, I'll do that on their turn. I could also play Explosive Prodigy. I guess I could have done that, play Explosive Prodigy and shoot the Dawnslide Archer, but that just seems wasteful because I know I'm about to Ashling's Command. Okay, what do you do? Oh, it's a champion. So you exiled a Gangly Stompling, makes sense. Sure. Okay, I take it. So I will be taking some damage from that guy, unfortunately for me. Dawnslide Archer is kind of nice, I think. So yeah, I'll probably just Ashling's Command, dealing 2 to each of their creatures and drawing 2. I'll take 4 damage. Do I do it right now? Because they could pump their guy? Honestly, probably. Presumably, I'm not going to have the opportunity to get anything extra with this attack. I guess if with this spell, it's the probability that they have a haste creature to play before combat versus the probability that they have a pump spell that saves their Dawnslide Archer. I'd rather not let them pump. You know, if I made 2 treasures, if I played Glister Baron, then I did this with 2 treasures, then I could kill both of them. It's riskier because it makes me take 7. But actually, that sounds worth doing, because if they don't have a removal spell for Glister Baron, the idea is play Glister Baron, next turn play Ashling's Command, give myself 2 treasures, deal 2 to everything, and then I play Explosive Prodigy with the 2 treasures, dealing the final 3 to Champion of the Klatchen. I'm actually going to try that. I actually like that better, because if it works, it feels very hard for them to come back from. Well, not necessarily. They could have a lot. Oh, we potentially got a Bridget out of the deal. That's pretty sweet. So I'll take this. We potentially just got a Bridget out of the deal. So that was a very nice play. All right, we'll try it. So I'm going to make 2 treasures, and I'm going to deal 2 damage. 2 damage to each creature that a player controls, and a player to make treasures. Okay, I choose this distribution very, very cleverly. And then I will play this guy and deal 3 to champion. Yeah, I think we found a nice line here. The punishment would have been if they had killed Glister Baron during my turn. And yeah, I might as well attack. If they had killed Glister Baron, then I would have been facing 7, 10, 12 damage, and Ashling's Command would have not even killed Bridget. So I'm very happy with how that turned out. It could have gone a lot worse for me, of course, but I'm very happy with how that turned out. So very happy I found that line. I definitely feel like we're getting some nice practice for the Arena Direct event. I will absolutely blight here. Wait, have I played a land? Okay, no, good. I was worried that I foolishly played a land. Okay, I'll blight onto Glister Baron. Yeah, this has been some pretty sweet practice. I'm definitely learning from this experience. Okay, I'll play this. I don't even know if I can play both of these next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. It depends on what I draw. Oh no, I actually can, right? So okay, I'll attack for 4. I think trading with the Stompling makes sense. Oh, what have you got? +2/+2 and first strike? Oh, keep out. Yeah, we saw that game 1. I should have called it. Okay. All right. Makes my pummeler a little bit more expensive. Maybe it means I actually can't play the pummeler. I think I'll offer the trade here. Even though my guy attacks bigger, I really like the idea of just reducing the opponent's counterplay. I'm at 13, so you could easily imagine them just playing like, I don't know, the 5/6 Vigilance guy, Convoke Vigilance, and just pressuring my life total to a point that is very uncomfortable for me. Unfortunately, I can only pick one of these to play, but it will definitely be Wildvine Pummeler. Trample is really good here, I think. All right. Play the Pummeler. Play a land. Feed the Flames is a really nice one. A really nice one. Glisterbrand is currently giving +2 to another creature. Might as well play my land out. And they play Dawnlight Archer. Okay, sure. No worries. I will not be attacking into that. Goodbye, Bristlebane Outrider. You would have been nice as well. All right, very nice. So a quick 2-0. I liked how our deck played out. It's pretty much exactly how I planned it. And after win number 1, it is on to the next one. Okay, so if we win, currently we are sitting on 500 gems back. If we win one more, we get more than half of our gems back. That would be pretty nice. Okay, our opponent won the die roll. They chose to go first, quite rationally. This is not a keepable hand. This is a very keepable hand. I'll probably just put back key roll. It depends on me drawing another mountain specifically. I'll play a mountain, and then my idea is to play Feisty Spikeling. Key roll also is redundant with the Spikeling on colors for supporting Explosive Prodigy. So if I can land the Spikeling and then also land the Archer, looks like they're going to play a 2/2 flash, or they're going to kill this. Requiting Hex. Okay. Yeah, well, then Prodigy would have dealt 3 damage, but it just doesn't. Too bad. I think I want to play the Dawnlight Archer for the sake of mana efficiency here. Also, for the sake of getting the most power on the board, they did miss a land drop. And also for the sake of getting the most power on the board so that Assert Perfection is at its best. Oh, very nice. So here I believe I can play the Spikeling, play Explosive Prodigy, and then I'll have 3 colors. Explosive Prodigy is a very explosive Prodigy. That is a very explosive Prodigy. 3 damage. Holy smokes. And I get a 1/1 out of the deal. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Great Forest Druid looking pretty bad, but if I draw Ashling's Prerogative, I'll be singing a different tune. If the opponent is still stuck on 3 lands, then that's pretty ugly for them. We know that they top decked the last land that they played, right? Because they missed the previous land drop. Okay, another Prideful Feastling. Not a big deal for us. We just assert perfection this guy onto that guy. And for 8, putting them to 8. And then I guess I'll play my Druid. We are running a little low on steam, but we have a pretty healthy top end, so I'm not too terrified of that. If they keep playing more Lifelinkers, though, I'll be pretty unhappy. What is this? Flittering Nuisance. Oh, I love this card. Wow, they just played 2 rares. So they played Flitterwing Nuisance, remove a counter. When a creature you control deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker, this turn draw a card. And it's a creature, not one or more creatures. So every creature would draw you a card. That seems pretty good. And then when it enters mill 4, then you put a creature from among the milled cards on top of your library, or a land. So this just got them a land. Okay. Probably I just attack with the 4/2. Unfortunately, I cannot push damage with the Spikeling. Okay, mental note, the +2/+2 trick in green would be really good here. So, yep, I'll attack with just Dawnlight Archer. I could attack with all 3, but then they could block Feisty Spikeling with Lorwyn. I think it's better to just play this. They're probably going to play a 4-drop next turn, i.e. at most 1 blocker. We'll see. We'll see. I'm just assuming they've emptied their hand of all of the really small stuff that only costs 2 mana because of how many turns That's been all that they can play. All right, they're thinking hard about this, which makes a lot of sense because they're almost dead on board. Great Forest Druid is the least of your worries. Okay, Omni Changeling. Omni Changeling copying Explosive Prodigy, zapping the Archer. Well, that's a nice play. I can only push 2 damage. Oh, Burning Curiosity is one heck of a draw. That is an amazing draw. Blight onto the Druid. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, Glisterbaron's pretty good. I don't have an attack though, right? I guess if I attack with all 4, they get to kill 1 creature and trade another creature, taking 3 going to 1. Perhaps that's actually just good. I think I'll sacrifice Feisty Spikeling here. The other option is don't even attack with the Spikeling, but I think pushing the extra damage is just good. Yep. So, but this puts them to 1. Just need to push 1 damage. When they have 2 blockers. Glisterbaron is going to unlock Great Forest Druid as a damage dealer, making it just a little bit easier to push that 1 less damage. If you're activating your Flitterwing Nuisance, then I'm really happy. All right, they just pass the turn back to me. So play a forest. I'll attempt to cast Glisterbaron. I'm half expecting this to get countered because it was face up. Honestly, I could also play Flame Chain Mauler as a really hard thing for them to block. But I think we just push for lethal here, right? I suppose if they have a removal spell, Lorwyn can block Elder Ante, killing Glisterbaron. Oh, that's quite annoying. So maybe I attack with Elder Ante just to trade off with the Flitterwing Nuisance. And make Menace just a little bit better. Okay, they can just choose not to double block. Sure, that's fine. Yeah, Blightrod is good. Blightrod is good. And because my Glisterbaron was face up, they were able to just target it and save the Blightrod for it. Okay, again, they just pass back to me. Well, I'll give this guy +1 in Menace and attack. Having them at 1 is very tantalizing. Glamormite, tapping my guy. Okay, sure. Okay. I wouldn't mind an Ashling's Prerogative here. Well, we're so close to winning, we just need to push 1 more damage. And not draw more lands. They have to deal 20 damage to me without taking a single point of damage. So what are we sideboarding in against? I mean, they have a very good deck. Tons and tons and tons of removal. Well, maybe not that much, but Requiting Hex, a bunch of Lifelink, Mudbutton Curse Tosser as removal. They have an Omni Changeling. They have Blightrod as removal. And then Dawnhand Dissonant is really one of the most annoying cards in the set to play against, for sure. Because they can just keep recasting all of their stuff over and over and over again. I don't think they're in a position to attack with Flitterwing Nuisance, thankfully. Giltleaf's Endurance is a really nice draw. So I just go in with the team. First, I'll buff this one. Another Glamormite. Are you actually kidding me? Oh, that's so tedious. With them at 1 damage, they're just getting Glamormite after Glamormite after Glamormite. Well, hopefully they're just dead to Giltleaf's Embrace. I definitely still attack. Because they have to block absolutely perfectly to not die here. Right? They have to put 2 toughness in front of the Great Forest Druid. I guess they could have another Requiting Hex. That's always possible. Destroy a creature with mana value 2 or less. gain 2. It's almost like they knew exactly what they were playing around. But Guiltleaf's Embrace on the 1/1 would win here, right? Yeah, they might know exactly what I have. Okay. I'll put it on the 1/1. Looks like it resolved. Okay, we did it. Wow, just barely out aggroed them. They really almost got there. I think, you know, now they know to play around Guiltleaf's Embrace, so it's possible I side it out. I think actually maybe I side in Thoughtweft Charge and side out Guiltleaf's Embrace, just to make them play around the wrong card. This card could be good, perhaps, because I want to be bigger than a 2/2 flyer or a 2/3 lifelinker. Yeah, I think stats matter here. So maybe let's see about putting this in. Perhaps again, I cut. No, Kirill is like the perfect stat line, right? Four 3 for 4 is probably not where we want to be. I don't think I have any Kithkin, which is why I'm not playing the Mist Meadow Council. Kithkin count very low. Another possibility is to play the Hovel Hurler, but I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, I think I'll just cut a 2-drop. My 2-drops are probably not very convincing in this matchup. And just try to ramp up to something higher. Actually, the Feisty Spikelings are really bad here, right? Because they have multiple 2/3 lifelinkers. Maybe I'll get a little bit slower and cut one Feisty Spikeling. I think I like that. I think I like that. Yep. All right, let's try this. Because our aggro only worked that game because the opponent got mana screwed, I think. We wouldn't... I think they would have stabilized before I managed to push that one last point of damage. If they'd had their mana on time. Pretty bad all around, but I don't think they're a super aggressive deck, so I'm actually going to keep because I have all of my mana under me and a lot of potential. Yeah, really do not want to draw more lands with this hand. I guess I did deliberately go one step slower, so I guess this is what I get. Wow, I mean, this is way slower than I was intending to go, obviously. Way slower than I was intending to go. I didn't want to do nothing before turn 4, but here we are. Okay, I probably will just go for a Burning Curiosity here. Wow, another 4-drop. My deck is slow, but it's not that slow. There's a 2-drop when you least need it. I don't even know if I play that. Maybe I just play the Forest and Safe Ride Cavalry. I'm glad I didn't spend another turn drawing mana sources, though. Mud Button Curse Tosser, sure. And then you can probably draw 2. You still don't want to. You want to draw a lot more. You have bigger ambitions, I suppose. Yep, well, I'll play this, and then I'll play a Safe Ride Cavalry. Counterspell? Nope, okay. Glamormite, that's fine. And then you draw 4. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, my hand was too slow. I have a lot of trouble believing that I can win this game. My hand was just embarrassingly slow. Just embarrassingly slow. You get to draw 4 cards now. This card is so ridiculously good. I tried to play it once, but the Fairies deck was just not open at all. Yeah, we can pretty much go to game 3, but I'll try to fight it out. I'm resisting the impulse to concede. I mean, technically I have a lot of cards here. But look, they're doing 4 in the air every turn. I suppose I can... I'm going to attack because why the heck not? I suppose I can Rhyme Chill their 2 flyers, block the Prideful Feastling, and try to race. Can even block Mud Button Curse Tosser and kill it, actually. But look, they have 8 cards in hand. They have me at a really low life total. I guess I went too slow. Okay, that's GG. I guess I went too slow. I mean, I don't think you should overlearn the lessons of any one game, but that was like a humiliation, right? I suppose I should have mulliganed. Okay, I'll put back in the Feastling and cut the Hovel Hurler. I mean, my curve is, I drew, what did I draw that game? Glisterbairn, Rhyme Chill. Okay, I actually had several 6 or 7 drops that I didn't draw. Well, these are 5 drops, 5 or 7 drops. And I drew Safe Right Cavalry, Moon Vigil Adherence, and I didn't draw any of these cards except I ripped a Great Forest Druid on turn 4. So yeah, okay. Maybe I'll play Changeling Wayfinder instead of Colrat Zealot. Some concession like that to just being fast. Embarrassing to just not do anything for a whole game, but all right, let's make it back on this one. All right, I'll be on the plate. This is a hand that I feel is more representative of my curve. Kind of want to do the Shimmer Wilds growth in case I get to draw a 4-drop, or in case I get to draw a land and play 2 different cards. That sounds good. So I'll do this. And there's some logic to choosing red here to be able to double spell. But I like blue partly because it does make my Pummeler cheaper. Oh, interesting. Yeah, maybe green would have been good. But okay. You're going to kill it. I accept. Not happily, but I accept. Explosive Prodigy is going to be explosive. So I could play a Burning Curiosity. Unfortunately, can't Blight. But I could play Burning Curiosity and try to rip off anything to cast here. Try to rip off a land, actually. I don't think they have a counter. Not good, not good. Well, of course it's Glimmermite. Well, this is fine if I can find a land, play Dawn's Light Archer, and then play Explosive Prodigy zapping something. And then hopefully they don't just Changeling copying my Prodigy again. If I don't find a land, I'm really starting to be in trouble. I guess I can play Explosive Prodigy. That would just mean that Burning Curiosity just helped to dig me to a land, I guess. Okay. Ugh. So bad. I don't know. I guess I play this and nothing else. This sucks. Can play a 1/1 Moon Vigil Adherence. Wow. I mean, the whole point of my deck is to curve out and beat down. And so far, I'm not curving out, and therefore I'm not beating down. So pretty disappointing. And I really feel like we can do better. My hand is very active. I just need to unlock it with the quantity of mana. It's not even about colors either. And it's not even about curve so much. Look at 2-drop, 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 2-cost spell, 2-cost spell, 4-cost spell. Okay. This gives me a nice opportunity. Not a believer in this card. The problem with this card is you can get 2 for 1 when I'm untapped, yes. But you're also essentially, like, I'm getting an advantage here because you just spent your whole 4th turn doing that. Now I do something like shoot this and then play Explosive Prodigy and finish the job. I'm still, unfortunately, not finding lands. So you didn't fully get reimbursed is the point. I think let's not attack. If I could find some lands, I feel like I would be really unlocked, but still no lands. They have a lot of different ways of messing with me. More Glimmermites, as always. But next turn, I feel like I can start taking over the race a little bit. This guy does have reach. Okay, that's a land. That is a land at last. So I kind of want to Great Forest Druid and Thoughtweft Charge eating a Glimmermite, but I'm guessing that's not what's going to happen. Why don't I play this guy and leave him back? I'm anticipating they might remove it. If they have removal, they'll obviously remove it. I'm anticipating they have removal. Hopefully, we've only ever seen 2 Glimmermites from them, I think. So hopefully this is both Glimmermites, but they might just have like 100 Glimmermites in their pool. They do have the Changeling guy that could zap for 3 right now if it copied Explosive Prodigy, killing Dawnslide Archer, but not Wildvine Pummeler. But if I block Glamourmite with Wildvine Pummeler, that's a line to look out for. Okay, they play Lewin. Mill 4 cards and bring back a creature or a land. I don't think this ability is very good. The second ability could be good. I guess it could start taking over the game a little bit, but this card, 1/3 for 2 is already not super impressive. It puts something on top if your library is fine, I guess. Okay, I'll pitch. Probably at this point, I'll just pitch the Great Forest Druid. Because I can play all of my stuff. Oh, I would love to draw Ashling's Prerogative, by the way. That would be very nice. Why don't I go ahead and play a Safe Right Cavalry? Seems like it could be a good one here. And I will not attack. I really want the extra land so that I can attack and have Thoughtweft charge up. What I really want in my heart of hearts is to draw Ashling's Prerogative, board wipe. But I doubt that's happening given that Ashling's Prerogative is 1 out of 24 cards. I do have enough green that if I draw any land, I get to cast both Moon Vigil Adherence and Thoughtweft Charge. So they're going to Blightrot Wildvine Pummeler when I block, probably. So I might as well just block. I think I'm happy to make these trades. I haven't seen anything else combat relevant from them other than Blightrot. I'm not sure what else it would be. Okay. Now Blightrot. Or the Changeling. Nameless Inversion. Okay, sure. It happens, and you get a 3/4. Okay. I'll play this guy. I'll play a land. I'll attack for 4. I do wonder if they just double block here. That would be ideal for me. Probably they just shouldn't block. Yep, that's probably correct. But I am representing 11 damage next turn. It's almost lethal, except that they do have a lifelinker. Thoughtweft Charge is nowhere near as good as the 3 mana +2/+0 trample and indestructible. It's nowhere near as good. But I think it was right to not give them the info about what they're playing around. I would snap block Chitinous Graspling. It's a kind of a confusing attack. It does look like Blightrot, but I guess Nameless Inversion. If they have another Nameless Inversion, that could be it. Okay. I'm almost certain that I'm supposed to attack with both. And just get counterplay going. So yeah, in with both. See what they do. Explosive Prodigy will chump block the Graspling next turn. I guess if they have removal, then I'm dead on board. So Thoughtweft Charge puts me at... Yeah, that's what I was thinking, is maybe they would just remove this guy. So if I Thoughtweft Charge it, then it goes to 5. They take 12 going to 4. I chump block something with Explosive Prodigy. And then next turn, Moon Vigil Adherence is not quite lethal. Safe Right Cavalry would die anyways. Okay, so probably I'm supposed to just keep Explosive Prodigy alive with the Thoughtweft Charge. Putting them to 9. It's a tough one. Let's see. All that you have to do is keep Chitinous Graspling and Luen back. You can just keep attacking with the Feastling. I'm still on a 4-turn clock because I can Thoughtweft Charge the Prodigy. I think I'll just let this die. I think because I think I'm on a bigger clock than they are when all is said and done, because I can kill the Feastling here. No, if I kill the Feastling, I go to 2. So suppose that they attack with Graspling, Feastling, Glamormite, which is probably what they should do. Then I attack back with Moonvigil Adherence. They would be, and I would have to block the Graspling, let's say. They would be at 6. They could block the Adherence. If I don't have a creature to play, they would go down to 1 by blocking with Lewin. If I do have a creature to play, that would be exact lethal. Otherwise, they could just attack with Glamormite plus Prideful Feastling. Then I would really want to have the pump spell for Explosive Prodigy. Yeah, okay. I think I will Thought charge it and just try to win on damage. Basically just lightning striking them in the face. I think this gives me the better chance of winning. I'm pretty sure if they play this well, they probably should just attack with Chitinous Graspling and Glamormite, hold back the Prideful Feastling, and then it's just really hard for me to push lethal. Here, I think I just take this, actually. Because then I'm not dead to just a Glamormite. Okay, in this situation, I have to block the Graspling. So now if they didn't draw a blocker, and if I draw a creature, I have an exactly lethal attack, right? They go to 6, then I crack in for 8, they can block 2 of it. This was the line that I was trying to play into, if they don't have a removal spell or another blocker. Okay, well, then it's game. Yeah, their interaction was just too good. All right, GG. On to the next one. Too bad. Really close matches. Removal is good in sealed. Those Glamormites were incredibly annoying. But okay, one more win and we at least get back 1,200 gems, so let's go for that. All right. Let's be on the play with 2 2-drops. Sounds good to me. I guess I'll play a forest. I guess I'll play mountain first. And then it will be Feisty Spikeling, I think, over Flame Chain Mauler for a turn 2 play. This guy's just so hard to block. All right. Opponent's in a pretty fast color pair by and large. So I'll slam in my first striker, and then I'll play the Flame Chain Mauler. And then we're on turn 4 Moonvigil Adherence, and then we're just looking for a blue, which our Kulrath Zealot might supply. To Ashling's Command should be pretty good against blue-white, which typically has a good number of punier creatures. Okay, I'm going to happily, I think... Do I happily make the trade here? Maybe I'll just attack with the Spikeling. They don't have counter mana as far as I'm aware. I'm not 100% familiar with the set yet, for sure. What have you got here? Oh, Keep Out. Okay, that's fine. Keep Out resolves. Yep, you got it. And then I'll just slap down Moonvigil Adherence. A dead Feisty Spikeling counts just as much as a living Feisty Spikeling for Moonvigil Adherence purposes. All right, another island. Now they do have counter mana. There's Cancel basically in the set. Something slightly better than Cancel. Lets you blight instead of paying the extra 1, but it still costs 2 blue. At common. Okay. Another mountain, you say. Okay, well, I might just activate this. I probably will just play the Kulrath Zealot. They haven't really shown me a lot of evidence that they're going to spit out a whole bunch of 2 toughness creatures. This is another situation where I actually wonder if the opponent is in... Okay, first strike. Yeah, that's annoying. Is in another color that they're just not seeing. Yeah, that's annoying. Okay, so they went 1 for 1 with my Moonvigil Adherence, but they traded a much worse card for the much better card. Yeah, kind of want to just play the 5/6 on this board, to be honest. So let's just get the extra damage in. If they play, you know, two toughness creatures here, then I'll land cycle the Zealot. Okay, they cracked in for 2. Interesting. So that really suggests to me that they think they can kill my Flame Chain Mauler. Like they have another keep out or something? No? Okay. Honestly, as much as Ashling's Command looks good here, I think a 6/5 also looks good. 6/5 essentially draw a card. So I'm not in a massive hurry to get the blue mana. I would like to have the blue mana, but I think just playing the Colorado Zealot is worthwhile. Okay, you get your own Colorado Zealot. That's pretty tedious. Oh, Glister Baron. Don't mind Glister Baron at all. The only thing is I do want to play my Safe Right Cavalry because it's about to go away. So let's play this. Play the land. I think I actually do attack with Colorado Zealot. It's just putting on a lot of pressure. They probably block with their Colorado Zealot. They don't have First Strike. They don't have the First Strike trick mana up or keep out mana. So if I can tempt them into blocking with their Colorado Zealot, I think that's good for me. It's simplifying the board. It lets me get more creatures through. And if they don't block with it, then it's clearly good for them to go to 6. So yeah, it's basically a forced block. They, I think, very correctly blocked. I don't know what's in their hand, but I'm assuming that's correct. Also, Colorado Zealot is not increasing Glister Baron because I have a Flame Chain Mauler. Okay, Island, playing the Island from their copy of my Colorado Zealot, their very rude copy. Now, you know, maybe I kind of wish I had an Island, but I didn't know that they would get to play a Colorado Zealot if and only if I get to play a Colorado Zealot. Okay, you probably cannot sneak something through. I can block the Shield Bearer with Safe Right Cavalry. And Ashling's Command is looking amazing. It is looking amazing. Also, Safe Right Cavalry is not unblockable, but pretty close to it. I just have 2 great cards in my hand. All right, I will block the Shield Bearer with the 4/4. I can still attack with Flame Chain Mauler. It's not as good, but I can still do it. Honestly, I might use Glister Baron to pump the Flame Chain Mauler because Safe Right Cavalry can't really be blocked anyways. And Flame Chain Mauler is so hard to double block, especially if it's attacking as a 5/5, which can get pumped to trade off with not quite all of their creatures, but 2 of their creatures, because they can always pump with the Shield Bearer. All right, what are we looking at here? Looks like they're considering an attack. Nope, okay. My turn. Oh, Rhyme Chill would be nice, but that's my other blue card, so unfortunate. Maybe, okay, in retrospect, throwing away Colorado Zealot would have been a lot better, but we didn't know. We didn't know how things were going to go down, right? So, okay, I am going to pump Flame Chain Mauler, give it +1, and then attack with both. Technically, this exposes me to either of the tricks that I've seen so far, but if they kill one of my creatures, you know, it's not so bad. It's bad, but it's not so bad. They cannot double block Safe Right Cavalry and kill it by pumping the Shield Bearer because it cannot be double blocked. They can triple or double block Flame Chain Mauler, but then I'm 2 for 1-ing. Any Island is obviously amazing for me. Okay, it looks like they're ready to play a trick. So they do have a keep out. That's fine. We can go 1 for 1. Obviously, I need to start drawing cards, right? I need to start drawing creatures. I can't just go 1 for 1 forever and only draw cards that I can't cast. If I could draw an Island, that would be ideal, or any blue source. I have 4 or 5 of them. 5 of them. Liminal Hold, yeah. Yeah, I'm quickly running out of ways to win, for sure. Okay, the Pummeler is pretty good, right? So you have protection until your next turn, I guess. Until your next turn. Okay. Well, play this guy. He's chunky. No attacks. He has Trample. Trample is really good here. All right, Sig flips targeting itself. It is unblockable, so you do get to draw a card. Give you another chance to draw an answer to Wildvine Pummeler if you don't have one already. Wildvine Pummeler is a nice one because it's out of the range of Keep Out. I think I'll probably look for an opportunity to sideboard in something with toughness more than 4. And yeah, everyone's playing this Omni Changeling card, which makes sense to me. It's a really good card. I don't really want to show them Shimmer Wild's Growth. Or, I mean, I'll show them Shimmer Wild's Growth just fine. I don't really want to show them Ashling's Prerogative is what I mean, or Ashling's Command, rather. So I will make this a, I don't know, black permanent? No, blue. Because it's the same color as the color that you get to play. That would have been so sad. I will tap down both of those creatures. So I don't really want to show them unnecessary cards here, but this allows me to push lethal, so it's very clear that I should just play it. It's worth showing them a card if it's the card that lets you win, right? Unless they have an answer. It looks like they might have an answer. Do you have a counter spell? Then joke's on me for not showing you Ashling's Command. Well, no, then I'm glad you didn't counter my Ashling's Command, right? Aquatect's Defenses. Okay. So one of your guys gets hexproof, but one of your guys doesn't. Presumably, unless you have another trick. You have another trick? Okay. It looks like they had another trick there. Well, then I'll give this one Menace. And in with both. +1 to soak up an extra damage. Okay, that makes me happy. Put you to 4. My guy lives. End the turn. So Ashling's Command is almost certainly winning here. I mean, I don't know what they have, but I can't think of a card in the set that saves them here against Ashling's Command. And yeah, we didn't have to show them Ashling's Command, so that was nice. Yeah, so this is, I definitely should not be playing Kirill, and I should be playing Changeling Wayfinder, even in my base deck, I think. Maybe I want to get a little faster. It took them a while to get their feet under themselves. I'm kind of struggling to see a way to go faster, though. Maybe Safe Ride Cavalry is really bad in this version of the deck, or in this matchup, I mean, because of the number of tricks that they have. And maybe I just want some tricks of my own, like Guiltleaf's Embrace. Double Guiltleaf's Embrace sounds like it could be kind of good. Maybe actually I should have one Thought Weft Charge, one Guiltleaf's Embrace. Yeah, something like that. Just their deck is so full of tricks, like +3/+3 will probably beat +2/+2. +3/+3 will probably bring things out of the range of 4 damage. So that feels like an effective sideboard. And especially sideboarding out the 4-drop with 4 toughness that gets killed by the 2-mana spell that deals 4 damage. Okay, unplayable hand, mulligan that. I'll keep this. I have Grey Forest Druid into Bristlebane Outrider, which has more than 4 toughness. So yeah, can put back a forest. And I'm on the draw. All right, Forest, Mountain, Great Forest Druid, and we're off to the races, right? All right, Timid Shield Bearer, same as last game. Okay, Great Forest Druid. And then, yep, into Bristlebane Outrider. And then I can play a Gristle Glutton with Thought Weft Charge up. Sounds pretty good. Ever Strike's Gift on that guy. This is another card that I'm not a fan of. I haven't gotten to play with it yet, but I can't really imagine that it's strong enough. Oh, I thought for a second they had the counter spell. Phew. That would have been scary. Now we have a lot of tricks. Hopefully we have more tricks than they do. Oh, do they have Liminal O-Ring? Liminal Rebuke or whatever? Wanderwine Distractor. Okay. Okay, maybe I play Changeling Wayfinder so that Thought Weft Charge would draw me a card. Well, they're not gonna. Yes, I choose to find a land, thank you. They're probably not gonna block my Bristlebane Outrider. One assumes not. So I could hold back. I mean, now they do get to crash in for 7, which is pretty brutal. But sitting back and blocking just didn't seem like a very good strategy because they can give Bristlebane Outrider -3. Maybe it was actually correct. Maybe I just chump block the Wanderwine Distractor if they attack, to be honest. That's probably right. I probably just chump it with Changeling Wayfinder. I could block with Changeling. So I have two options. I could play Gristle Glutton here. Or I could... And then, you know, I'm probably just chumping the Distractor. Or I could block the Distractor with Changeling Wayfinder. And then Thought Weft Charge. But if they give +2/+2 and First Strike, then that's really bad for me, right? So let's just go ahead and play the Gristle Glutton. Gristle Glutton's a nice chump blocker. Because it can blight itself. It can block, blight itself, and die, right? So here I'm just going to chump this. I don't really want to go to 7 and be dead to that same attack next turn. Sounds like not the best idea. Thought Weft Charge is pretty horrible, right? It's kind of proving itself to be a bad card, I think. I really want another creature here. Yeah, maybe I'll do this. Blight itself, discard and draw. I really want another creature. Colruyt Zealot is a nice one if it resolves. Let's see if it resolves. Okay. Feed the Flames off of Colruyt Zealot. That's pretty sweet. And then, yeah, I will attack. Colruyt Zealot still blocks Wanderwine Distractor. What's this? What was that? Okay. I just wanted to show me that they could do something, I guess. They did have Liminal Hold, or they just drew it. All right. You do Kraken for 7. That's pretty good. Now, though, I get to feed the Flames your flyer. Very alliterative. Feed the Flames the flyer, right? Now, if I feed the Flames the flyer, then they can bring it back and put it on Wanderwine Distractor. So that's quite bad for me. I definitely want to feed the Flames something. The problem is they can bring this back, put it on Wanderwine Distractor, and kill me. So why don't I pitch... Let's see. I can do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage here. Tough one. Yeah, I'm dead to any pump spell. If they have +2/+2 and First Strike, I just die. That's a pretty bad position to be in. Well, I think I do... Oh, no, I'm actually dead on board. Oh, that's so sad. Okay, I take back anything I ever said about Timid Shieldbearer. I'm actually dead on board. All right, I'll get rid of the ante, I guess. Because they can pump the Shieldbearer. Oh, Ashling's Command. It doesn't even do it, though, does it? Target player draws 2, deals 2 damage to each creature your opponents control. Okay, what I do is I wait until they attack. It's going to look so weird. But what I do is I wait until they attack, and then I Ashling's Command on their turn. No, even that doesn't work, because then they can pump the Shieldbearer on their turn. I actually just lose, don't I? Dang, even Ashling's Command doesn't do it. Make a copy of an elemental I control. 2 damage to each creature they control. Draw 2. Make 2 treasures. None of that gets me out of this situation. I think they just got it. I guess I could Ashling's Command, make 2 treasures, and then I'm 1 land short. I guess I could draw 2, make 2 treasures. Oh, my clock ran out. I just don't think I have a win here. I probably don't want to show Ashling's Command for game 3. I assume they will have the wherewithal to pump their guy. Oh, you know what I do? I block it. Hold on. Okay, I actually found the line finally. I really had this intuition that there's a line in here somewhere. The line is I block their guy, and then ability on the stack, when they pump the Shieldbearer, I shoot everything with Ashling's Command. I actually finally figured out the line. Oh, you're not going to go for lethal? They sniffed out that I had something, I guess. That makes sense. That makes sense. Maybe this is a super heads up play by them. I don't know. I would have gone for lethal. I would have gone for the lethal attack, but yeah, interesting. Kind of confused. They also threw away a creature that they can play. Looks like they probably have a counter spell. I'll draw 2 and deal 2 damage to each of their creatures if they let it happen. I haven't seen a counter spell from them, so this would be useful info if they play a counter here. I'm glad I hid Ashling's command from them. Looks like a counter. Oh, they give their thing... What? So you had lethal in like multiple different ways? Oh, Dawn's Light Archer is a very good one. That is a very good one. I cannot Glister Baron and do that, unfortunately. Okay, so... Dang. Well, okay, if I play this, how much damage would I be representing? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm 1 short of lethal. Are you kidding me? 3 plus 3 is 6. Plus 3 is 9. Plus 3 is 12. So 3, 4, 5. Oh, I added 3 when I should have added 2, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, that's so funny. All right, well, I cannot play that and survive. So I think what I do is I could play Dawn's Light Archer and Guiltleaf's Embrace it to give it a little something extra to make it survive the combat. Well, one thing I know for sure is I'll attack with Bristlebane Outrider. I know for sure that I'll attack with Bristlebane Outrider. I probably just want to push the maximum amount of damage, not mess around with Dawn's Light Archering for extra stuff. So let's go ahead and do this. I mean, I guess I could Thought Weft Charge. Probably I'd rather do that on a turn when I have more. I guess I could have played Dawn's Light Archer, blocked, and then Thought Weft Charged it to draw a card. This Dawn's Light Archer has to resolve. It has to resolve. I think I would have been... No, I wouldn't quite have been dead if they had pumped the Shield Bearer, because I would have killed the Shield Bearer, they would have put this on the Distractor, and then I would have Dawn's Light Archer, right? Okay, pass. Liminal Hold, the life gain from Liminal Hold was really relevant as well. Okay, it happens. Only attacking with the Shield Bearer? I guess it makes sense. All right, I'll sacrifice a Dawn's Light Archer. Again, unless you have a counter, but I don't think they have a counter at this point. Unless they just top decked it. Well, the only way they have a counter is if they just top decked it. Past the blockers. For a second, I thought I wasn't able to block, and my heart skipped a beat. I was like, why would I not be able to block here? Okay, we survived. We survived. Now I assume they're going to blight and play their guy. No? Okay. Oh, get a Merfolk. Yeah, they can play their thing next turn, so. Okay, I do need to do some careful math here. So next turn, okay, let's see what they have. Sig again, okay. Which I assume they just play. So does it do it? If it doesn't do it, then I need to not, then I need to throw everything back. Then I need to throw something back. So next turn I play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Glister Baron. Put +3/+3 on probably Bristlebane Outrider actually. Crack in. They can block 6, 7, 8. It doesn't do it, right? This would be 9, 10, 11, 12, and they can block 8 damage. Somehow I have to do 7 in trample damage. Dang, maybe I should have tried to save my Dawn's Light Archer. No, probably not. So this thing's going to be a 9. Let's call it 10, 11, 12, 5. And then it's going to be a 15, 5. I think it's actually exactly lethal, isn't it? I play this, it becomes a 9. 10, 11, 12 from Glisterbairn, 13, 14, 15, and they have 8 toughness and blockers. I think it's exact. I think it's exact. No, 7. I was, darn it. Because I had a creature enter that turn, I was double counting that. Okay. So let's have Glisterbairn put the power on Gristleglutton, and then let's see if I can just sneak through enough damage by getting them to block inefficiently. I think that's my only way. So in with both. Oh, this guy doesn't have trample. Oh, it's reach and indestructible. It's reach and indestructible. Okay, they got me. It's reach and indestructible. It's not even trample. They got me. Okay. So what went wrong that game? I just took a lot of flying damage, right? Do I have any reach stuff? I just took a lot of flying damage. Let's see. Reach. Yeah, maybe put this in. I think Thaw of Charge is horrible. It just keeps doing absolutely nothing for me. So I'll put in the other reach trick. Yeah, what else? Reach. Absolutely nothing. This is showing up because of Preacher. The Tree Folk would have reach. Could I play that instead of Changeling Wayfinder? When am I having 7 mana though? I wonder if they sided out their tricks. They seemed really not to be doing a ton of tricks this time. I guess I kind of like the idea of this guy giving things flying, right? This thing can give things flying. So maybe I play that instead of the Zealot. Nah, the Zealot's really important. The Zealot is really important as a mana fixer. Okay, I'll play it like this. We almost got out of that scrape over and over and over again, and then they just finally played enough. Suppose they hadn't found another creature. Those cards that are like find a merfolk off the top of your deck are so good. Suppose that they hadn't found that, they would have been out of creatures, right? So I'll put back a forest, I guess. I would have just been straight up out of creatures. Actually, that was already a mistake. I should have kept the forest and put back the mountain because I want to use Shimmerwild's Growth on blue. And now if I draw my double green creature, then I can't cast it. That is the kind of a mistake that loses games. So not very happy about that. Springleaf Drum, okay. I didn't even know they were splashing. Are they playing a lot of different colors? I'm just going to play the Mauler. I kind of want to just get board presence. They do keep having that 2/2 for 2. They do keep having the 2/2 for 2. Okay, that's a 2/1 for 2. Well, what does it do again when it becomes tapped? I'll trade. I would definitely trade. That thing's going to become huge. Well, I really want to draw something that's not a land, please. I would really like to draw something that's not a land. Thank you. That would be really nice. So Springleaf Drum, they're ramping and they're fixing. What other color do they have? It's kind of confusing to me. This thing becomes a 5/4. Ugh. Yeah, that's a nice little synergy. Springleaf Drum with the Merfolk. Okay, so maybe they're not even fixing. They're just trying to make their thing big. My hand, unfortunately, has no future. And they already have more stats on the board than I do. But my deck has a lot of big plays. Okay. Wow. Wow. And then you can tap the Distractor to make my stuff tiny. Yeah, even Ashling's Command is not very good anymore. I put myself 20% to win this game, so let's just try to somehow live that dream. Wow. I mean, Encumbered Rejury plus Wanderwine Distractor, and they're just getting to tap it every turn. Yeah. Hey, Springleaf Drum. Nice usage for the drum that my opponent found, for sure. I could be aggressive with this Flame Chain Mauler, at least. Can probably pick off a Rejury. There's a lot of cards for me to draw. A lot of cards. Okay, extremely aggressive attack from the opponent. I guess it makes sense. They can shrink one of my creatures. Do I double block? Maybe they have so many tricks though. I could always just start chumping. Perhaps triple block Wonderwine Distractor. No, but plus 2/2 and first strike is so brutal. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do here. Wow, I wish we'd picked up the last game. Dang. They only have 3 mana out and they have... Okay, Lockmare. All right. Ashling's Command is probably too late, but I can deal 2 damage to Lockmare at least. 2 damage to each of your stuff. Draw 2. We're working on a prayer here, folks. At least I can get rid of this Lockmare, hopefully. I guess they can tap Lockmare. Oh, they can tap Lockmare with the drum and remove a counter to give it 3 toughness. Yep. Nope, that's a nice find by the opponent. And yeah, that's not going to do it. All right. Well, we don't need to drag this out. Well, that was really a shame. I mean, both rounds that we lost were incredibly close rounds where we were 1 and 2 and we got the opponent down really low. Even one of our wins was just barely a win by 1 HP. Not exactly what I was hoping to get. 500 gems back from my 2000 entry. So definitely a failed run here, but hopefully we learned something from it. I think what I learned is, I mean, Ashling's Command was good, but it was really my only good card. So I do feel like it was an uphill battle after we saw the rares. I mean, I think I even laughed when I saw the rares because of just how like incredibly empty they were. But our opponents also didn't really beat us with rares. Second round opponent, I think, did a very smart thing, or this last round, they did a very smart thing by sideboarding out all of their tricks as far as I can tell. So they kind of got me to take out like my 4/4 for 4, and then they seem to have sideboarded out their 2 mana 4 damage spell. The opponent before that, I feel like we really got stuck on lands, but they also had the really annoying flyers that tap things down. And we picked up a game against both of them. Game 1 felt so smooth against this last opponent. I really felt like we were favored. So if we had more rounds, I feel like we would have had an opportunity to get revenge, but we didn't. That's not how it works. But yeah, I feel like I'm in a better spot to contest the win-a-box. I think the finding is Green-Red really didn't get there. Vivid really didn't get there. Not having bombs is a really tough place to be. So maybe next time I would try something with a little bit more card advantage, or maybe an even faster and chunkier 2-drop slot. Something where, you know, if you don't really have anything in your pool, just try to go aggro. So I'll be putting those lessons into practice next time. And I will be playing again tomorrow, of course, more Lorwyn Eclipsed. If you want to get better at Magic right along with me, please go ahead and click subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. And until tomorrow, everyone, have tons of fun playing Magic, and don't be afraid to splash.